Hi guys, this is Vishal from Trapboard. So in this video we will understand a bit about Style Manager. So like what Style Manager is, what are different attributes which you can apply, how you design your pages and your components. So Style Manager is something which is on the top, third icon from the right. So as soon as you drop a component and you select it, you see a good menu item coming here. So it has a lot of options. So let's go through all of them one by one and see what is their behavior and why they are used and how they are used to design your pages and your components. So let me drop a UI component which we will use to design this. Okay, so I'll go to the component. In the cards, let's drop a card. Let's drop this one. Okay, so let's start from the top. So the first one is classes, where you can apply predefined classes or bootstrap. So you can either type it from here. We have covered them details in the CSS class tutorial. You can either type it from here, give the name, so let's say something, or you can apply the classes from here, from the global class. You choose the drop down. So let's say this is a class, so it is applying the CSS, and you remove classes from here. So this is first part. Second is you control the alignment. So as of now, if you see, it is coming in the left, in the center. So I can make it left aligned, I can make it right aligned, and no aligned. Okay. Display block basically takes the complete width of the page. There are several display properties. These are added ones. Coming to dimensions. So this is width and height. So typically we prefer to keep with either auto or 100% depending on the layout. Don't try to fix it. You can fix it, but it will not work across different screen sizes, because 200 pixel width on desktop will be different when it is being viewed in a mobile device or something. Then height. So basically height again keep it auto. Maximum width. So let's say you don't want your element to go beyond this limit. So you can put maximum width, let's say 300 pixel. I don't want my element to go beyond 300 pixel. Height width is very fixed, but let's try to keep it auto or 100%. Maximum width, let's say 100%. So it occupies the complete width. Minimum height, how much height you want to give to your element. So next come margin and padding. So these are very important concept. So margin is something which gets applied outside of the component. So let's say if I apply margin, let's say this is a button, if I apply margin top, bottom, right, so it will get applied in the area outside of the button. But if I apply padding, it will get applied inside it. So let's apply. So let's say this is a button. Now in the Style Manager, I go to margin. So let's say margin top of 50 pixel. So it has moved 50 pixel towards the bottom. Let's say margin of 50 pixel towards the bottom. So it has moved 50 pixel up from the bottom. And I can change it 100 like this. Right. 0. Now if I do padding, so let's padding on the top. So now if I apply padding, you can see the button has actually gone bigger, right? Why? Because padding gets applied inside the button. If I apply padding bottom like this, padding right, padding left. So padding is something which is getting applied inside the element, inside the component. And margin is something which gets applied outside of it. Obviously 0 is not a good number, so people generally prefer to keep 10, 20 pixel padding. Everything looks good. Okay, so this is margin and padding. Next comes the typography tab. In typography you can control font. So we have like support of 150 different type of fonts. So you can just apply the font and see how this looks like. A font you can control whether it's medium, the size of the font you can give in pixels. So let's say 30 pixel. Okay, or you can give other options, percentage and all those things. Okay, then you can control whether it's normal, medium, bold, semi-bold, extra bold, and all those things. Right, and then the letter spacing, let's say 2 pixels. You can increase spacing between the letters, font style, normal, oblique, italic, and all those things. Now the font color. So this basically color of the font. So let's say instead of white, I want my font to be red. I'm just going red, blue, green, whatever. And I can also give the color code directly from here. So let's say white. Line height also, like how much height you want to give to your line. 30 pixel, increase it. So basically it is the gap between the upper line and, so let's say if it is a 2-line paragraph, so the distance between the lines. After it comes the alignment. So let's say let's increase the size of the button so that you can see whether it is left aligned, right aligned or not. So once you choose an alignment, it moves the text between or within the component. If you choose this float, left and right alignment, so this is basically the movement of the complete component, while this text line is the alignment of the text within the component. So as of now, center aligned. If I make it left aligned, right aligned, justified, center line, underline, not underline, then text shadow. So maybe I want to put some shadow on the text. So let's say I put a position of 5 pixel, position of 5 pixel. You can see it is actually giving the shadow 5 pixel. I can reduce shadow towards the X, shadow towards the Y. Okay, and I can also do a blur. So let's say if I want to blur something, and I can also give the color of the shadow. So as of now, it's by default it's black. I can change it to any color code. So you can see this is the text shadow. Now comes the opacity. So opacity is basically the visibility, the brightness. So the minimum value is 0 and maximum is 1, and things move in between. So you see diminishing, getting blurred, 0 is almost non-visible, and 1 is 100% visible. You can also control in between. This is needed when you want to fade something. So box shadow is basically the shadow of this, like we have font. So very similarly we have for the complete box. Then background. So this is important. So background, you can either have a image or a color or a gradient. Right. So let's say I want to change the background color from this to red. So this is it. If you want background some gradient, you can choose. Let's say I want gradient of green shade towards purple, or I can even choose it from, let's say, blue. So I can choose the gradient, or if you want, don't need gradient, just remove it. Okay. And choose the background color. You can also choose a background image, so you just choose the image here and it will apply in the background. Then after background we have border. Okay, so let's apply border here. Style manager. So let's give a background color to this. Go to the background and give somebody light gray color. Okay. So as of now, if you go and see, there is no border. There's no border, only the background color. So let's go and apply some border. So let's say I say border of 1 pixel, 2 pixel. You can choose how much width you want to give to border. It's a 2 pixel of solid and color is black. This is border on the top. So let's go and see how this looks like. You see there's a border of 2 pixel on the top. Similarly, you can apply the same border to the left, 2 pixel, solid, left, 2 pixel, solid, right, 2 pixel, solid. Okay, so now border is on all the sides. Now let's say I want some spacing on all the sides. Right, so what I'll do, I'll choose the margin. Right, I want space from here, here, all the sides. If I do padding, it will be space inside it. So let's apply some padding. So let's say I apply some padding of 20 pixels to the top, 20 pixels to the bottom. Left right we don't need padding because there's already a lot of space. Now I need some space here and here, right? So let me reload. Need some space here and here. So I'll go back and in the margin I apply a margin to the right, let's say 25 pixel, in margin to the left 25 pixel. Let's go and see. So maybe the width is fixed. Okay, so I made it auto. So now you see it has some space towards the left, some space towards the right. Now let's say we want to make the borders, the radius a bit rounded. So I'll go here. In the border radius you can choose, let's say 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 5 pixel. Okay, now if you reload, you see the border will get a bit curvy. It's 5 pixel. Increase it, let's say 50 pixel. All the sides. Now if you go and reload, it's much more curvy because it's 50 pixels. So this is how the border works. Then you have animation. If you want to apply some animation, so let's say bounce, you can control the duration. Let's say bounce for 2 seconds, flash 2 seconds. There are like several animations which you can apply. Delay, like how much delay it will be, 3 seconds. So let's go and see. Some bounce for 2 seconds and then the delay. And then we have few more advanced elements which we'll cover in the next videos. Hope style management is clear. This is basically you can control the visibility of your data, the style of your data, color, font, size, images, and all those things. I think this is clear now. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.